Hi, it's Tacticus, and today I'm going to tell you why the Armageddon event is the best since the Mythic Event. You think Ultramar was great? This one is better. I'm going to tell you how the event works, what you can and should buy there, and of course, why it's so great. Everything for beginners to veterans as always, of course. The shop event runs on a premium currency once again. This time it's Armageddon supplies. The event starts on the 22nd of June. For 3 weeks this time. Yes, it consists of 3 mini-events in succession, each running for a full 6 days, with the 7th day for you to spend the leftover currency. With the currency carrying over between the weeks, this is only necessary on the last day. Each day there's varying offers with some staples each day. The rewards focused on Blood Angels and Orcs. No Chaos rewards this time, but with the last events only featuring Imperials, this is still a welcome variety. You can earn currency in different ways. There's some free currency in the daily offer twice a week, and every day you'll get 5 Armageddon supplies for free in the shop. If you haven't unlocked Machines of War at player level 15 yet, you'll get offered 5 more supplies on the Sundays. This is a small consolation for beginners though, because you'll also get 40 supplies in week 1 and 3 during a character quest. There's Yarrick's quest in week 1 and Lavisco's quest in week 3. The currency is in chests 5, 8, 11 and 16, the last of which you need to reach 8,500 points for, which means if your roster isn't up to the task, you'll at least lose out on 30 supplies during the whole event. Week 2 instead has them in a Faction Wars tournament arena. Faction Wars always quite forgiving and you're safe when you reach the last chest. Oh, and this time there's Hellpressed Shards instead of Calandis in the chests. Thought I'd mention it. The main bulk of the points is going to come from milestone points you earn by doing missions. A total of 800 currency is available through that every week. The missions encompass a daily mission you can see here on screen, and most should be easy enough to do if you play the game daily. There's one I did stumble upon though. Keep off from upgrading a few fighters when you watch this, as the 29th of June asks you to apply 5 upgrades to a fighter. If you have some Stone 1 units, that might be easy to do, but the developed roster might have to save up to get this done. It's hard to resist the green dot, but you need the points. Then there's a mission chain of 20 missions for 90 points each asking you to do damage. That can be cheesed in a pinch, but should be no problem for most players. And then there's also some points in the easy, medium and hard daily battle pass missions. I don't always go out of my way to finish them, but here it's important, as the total of 3,600 points you can reach with free-to-play missions will just barely get you the 800 supplies. There is no margin for error here. That blessed requisition and energy, it's here for paying customers. More supplies can be secured in the home screen events, a potential total of 140 to 170 available per week. This event, the shipment is €11. It will only be good for 1 week and give you another 200 currency and 1000 blackstones on buy, a chain of 10 missions for 50 supplies each, and the points you need to reach the energy and blessed requisition with, and finally, increasing each payout of supplies you get for the week by 10. This works backwards luckily. That's another 1120 supplies for €11, more than doubling your allowance. It varies a little. Beginners that don't have Machines of War unlocked yet get 1 more payout of supplies on Sunday and get 10 bonus supplies more from this offer. But every payout you can't get, be it in the quests or tournament arena or the home screen events, which you might not get all rewards of, deduct 10 from your total. I'll tell you what supplies can buy after the home screen events. From now on, I'll often use the terms veteran, advanced player and beginner, as those are the typical borders for getting different home screen event reward tracks and shops. You're a beginner if you just started out and are below level 20. Advanced players is my name for players level 20 and up. And veterans are those that have at least one blue star unit. Are you ready for a mini homescreen event radar? The event thematically plays out with ever-escalating intensity. First, you'll fight off the orcs at the outer walls, then going into the inner Heb district, and finally the inner Spire. Those are among the most unintrusive homescreen events we've gotten so far. You just have to play a certain mode every week. In those modes, orcs and blood angels gain double the XP. Week 1 needs you to play Salvage Run, Week 2 needs Onslaught, and Week 3 counts points in Arena. Saving tokens is pretty easy, as it doesn't interfere with previous events, so you should always have one below the cap saved before the event starts. All token timers work out perfectly, saving more makes no sense. They always start on Monday and run a full 6 days. The Outer Walls gives you a point for killing enemies in Salvage Run and rewards you with experience and up to 70 supplies. To put those into perspective, 70 supplies gets a veteran almost 3 more Mythic XP books if you want to invest in those. Enemy numbers are always hard to judge for Salvage Run, as while steppables don't count as kills, the other inanimate objects all do so. I usually count 10 enemies there to play it safe, but you'll often encounter more, so I'll start counting 15 from now on. There's no real way to influence it. You could switch tracks at the expense of coins, but at some point the high enemy numbers are going to run out. Summons don't count. Letting the crots multiply won't help you. And Snowprint do something interesting here. Beginners need more points than veterans and advanced players, despite their rewards being lower, as they level up more often. At 15 enemies you can get up to 195 points with saving. Each level up will add around 30 points. Here's where different players will end up. No one reaches the critical 50 supplies, arguably the best reward in the track. It's not an exact science, and a single extra token might make a huge difference. Week 2, the Inner Hub District awards 2 points per enemy defeated in Onslaught. For your troubles you get coins and once again up to 70 supplies. Once again, beginners need the most points. A blue star unit goes a long way here, as they get way more coins for almost the same points. At a conservative 35 enemies per onslaught gets you 700 points if you save up. A level up adding a whopping 210 points. If you start saving the Thursday before, you'll have them without forfeiting any daily missions. Once again, this number will vary widely. You always have a lot of choice, but going to lower levels is probably a trap. The currency you could gain is worth less than just farming the higher orbs playing the highest onslaught you can. You could, for example, get 2.5 legendary orbs of worth in the shop with them. You better continue farming them on the higher levels of onslaught. Lastly, the Inner Spire rewards you with Salvage and Forge badges. Veterans even getting Mythic Salvage. To do so, you need to play Arena and get 3 points for each enemy defeated. Orcs and Blood Angels get a 20% stat increase in Arena, but you get the points with any fighter. All of the home screen events start on Monday, but as they unusually start at reset, there's a little over 9 hours of overlap with the older Arena season, allowing you to save 15 tokens and use them. Europeans will want to sleep at that time, but it is possible. They can also use their tokens in the morning after waking up. And you should try to do this, as it makes a huge difference. You will get some extra points from the 10 tokens of the start of the arena season, but lose out on a few hours when the regeneration timer is shut off. 60 tokens make up to 900 points if everything works out well, which is once again the reward step just below the 50 supplies. Here we can see that the beginners needing more points is intended, as you don't get extra arena tokens for level up, and they need the fewest points here. Saving 15 tokens adds another 25% of points and gets you here. Enough points for the supplies for everyone but the veterans. It's a little disappointing that it seems we will not reach the higher supplies in all tracks. But Snowprint could get a lot of goodwill by throwing in an extra token with the Tacticians Club or a free offer. there's the usual offers for all events, with the battle bundle being the most attractive each time again. It's always €11, 2 Onslaught and 2 Salvage Run tokens, 120 energy and 300 Blackstone, as well as some extra points. Including those, week 1 will get 40 extra points, getting advanced players and veterans the 50 supplies. Week 2 gets 180 extra points, which will once again get veterans and advanced players there. And week 3 has no arena tokens. The 40 points included sadly aren't enough for the veterans, who'd need to resort to other bundles. If you want to spend money and are on a budget, getting the Armageddon bonus shipment will get you way more supplies for the same cost. And then there's 6 more home screen events. Don't worry, those are explained quite fast. Every week has an Operation Imperator and VAR home screen event, which reward all players globally for reaching certain milestones together. The caveat, you gain the points exactly as for the normal home screen event, but only get them if you use Blood Angels or Orcs to score kills respectively. There's no way for me to say how big the player base exactly is and how realistic it is to get to those targets. It's the same rewards every week. 25 shards of the faction used, 100 energy, 35 supplies, 1 special scroll of the faction used, and a repeatable reward of 10 shards of the faction used. I really hope we get to the supplies each week, so everyone can choose their own rewards. Playing into the factions would help all out, so spread the word. What did I say? Special scrolls? Yes, you know Requisitions and Blessed Requisitions already. A Requisition usually yields 24.36 shards on average. That's a single pull, as the way the 10 pull bonus works and the mercy system make it hard to calculate them in. Blessed Requisitions vary, but the Farsight squad active during the event is 33.55 shards on average. The special Blood Angel and Orc Requisitions look amazing, I must say. Visually. Their content? It's a Blessed Requisition, with a little more agency. At 35.61 shards on average, they are pretty much the same as normal Blessed Requisitions. But first off, the Mercy system guarantees a 500 shard drop at 300 pulls for normal Requisitions, 100 pulls for Blessed Requisitions, and 30 pulls with these, with a recognizable increase each pull. The chance for the featured characters is increased by a lot, at around 6 times the probability for full characters of the associated faction, and roughly double the priority for shards for them. There's also no machines of war in here, but the Rucker Truck for the Orcs. After the event, they'll be converted into normal Blessed Requisitions. I think they'll feel amazing to pull, but at 50 supplies each in the shop, they are more than double the cost of a Blessed Requisition for 20. Being more targeted is costly, but can still be worth it depending on what you want. Just before we explore what the shop offers, thank you all for watching. If you care to support my channel, you can do so by liking and subscribing, or even hyping this video if you're on mobile. That's all free for you, but helps me out tremendously facing YouTube's algorithm. Here's a code for your troubles. Use Shop with Fox for 10 Baldur shards and 25 energy. And at 6,000 subscribers, we get a 15 shard celebration code, so do yourself a favor. And while you're in the code menu, by using my referral code BAD60edu, you can also help me out in game, while earning 100 Blackstone for doing so. I really appreciate all of your help. Having started with the special pulls you can do, there's requisitions in the shop for every player type every day. Judging by a pure supplies to shard conversion rate, blessed requisitions are the best, and I'd argue they're the most attractive, especially for veterans, as they convert shards for blue star units into mythic shards automatically. Normal requisitions are only a little behind, and available in more ample supply, and the specific requisitions are very expensive per shard, but are even more targeted. The shop also features a choice of 3 Orc or Blood Angel character shards each day at 25 shards per 45 supplies. I put on screen the days on which you can get which character, so you can plan better if you want to unlock them with this event. They are the most expensive shards per supply so far and have been increased in cost since the Omnissiah event. If you already own the character at Blue Star, you get 5 mythic shards offered instead. You might also watch my character reviews including mythic missions on them to get them there, but for everything further this is nice. Experience is also available daily, sorted by the usual player levels. Beginners get rare XP, advanced players legendary books and veterans mythic books. The veterans and advanced players get the same XP per supply, but as you can buy an equivalent of 50 legendary books in mythic books daily, you can buy more of them than advanced players. Don't worry, books are on the menu daily. It won't make a difference in the long run. Beginners get only a fifth of the experience comparatively. Coins and Salvage are of course distributed between the player levels again. Interestingly, coins were made cheaper. Everyone gets a better rate than before, but advanced players get the lowest conversion rate. The coins on Sunday at 1 supply per 2000 coins was the best offer in the last event, and is now the worst, and only good if you see no other way to spend your leftover supplies on the last day. Salvage has a slightly worse exchange rate for beginners, but it's extremely close. Mythic salvage for veterans is 10 times as expensive as normal salvage, but there's so few sources I could understand you going for it. Lastly, for the daily offers, where the veterans get mythic salvage, beginners get alternating common imperial badges and Xenos badges, with advanced players getting uncommon badges instead. All other options are on a daily changing basis. I'll always highlight the days where you can get them, so you can plan ahead, but talk through them on an article by article basis. Orbs are available throughout all weeks, always in packs of 10, save for mythic orbs that come in 5s. There's only Xenos and Imperial orbs available. I calculated how expensive a higher tier orb should technically be based on the 1 to 5 exchange rate with crafting. But of course, this leaves out coins and forge badges needed. They should be even more expensive, and you can generally glimpse that higher tier orbs will be way cheaper than they should be. Buying low tier orbs isn't worth it. Always go for the highest one you get in your shop. Despite that, I'll rather buy legendary orbs instead of mythic, as that's just where my bottleneck is at. The same holds true for the badges available throughout the weeks, which all come in 10s, with the higher tiers being relatively less expensive. Week 2 gets spicier, offering upgrades and crafted upgrades as well as the odd forge badge, which are only available the 2nd Wednesday and 3rd Friday. They can be a discount option if you have stacks of lower level orbs you want to ascend. The upgrades are generally not very worth it. In the Omnissiah event, there were common and rare to mythic upgrades. Now uncommons have been added into the mix, ditching commons. The first strange sight is uncommons costing the same as rares, so they become immediately less attractive. The prices are generally the same as last time, but rare upgrades are cheaper now and have consistent pricing, which I always appreciate. Generally, higher tier upgrades have a worse energy save to supply spend ratio. Then there's crafted upgrades. Oh, crafted upgrades. They're wild as always. If you want a specific one or a specific base upgrade, I supplied you the table in the comments. Just search the document for them. Beginners get the following choices for an average of 13.77 energy per supply spent. Advanced players save an average of 9.32 energy per supply, given the higher quality upgrades they get, and veterans get only 5.75 energy of savings on average. There's as always standouts and problem children, the adamantium plates for veterans, digital weapons and overcapacitator for advanced players, and adamantium lump, magazine, and razor sharp spikes for beginners are the best choices respectively. Funnily enough, advanced players get the best bang for their buck with the digital weapons and overcapacitator, being the most advantageous upgrades total to buy. For beginners and advanced players, The best picks have gotten better, with the bottom picks the same as last time. And veterans get a worse deal even. You know, better spend your energy for upgrades and the supplies for something else if you have an effective farming spot available at least. In week 3, some of the upgrade spots are taken by equipment. The beginners getting uncommon to epic, advanced players epic and legendary equipment, and veterans legendary and mythic equipment, including relics. This is the first time a single character relic is in the shop, and while it's expensive at 190 supplies, it's a safe way to get it. It's also cheaper than, say, buying requisitions, getting Archaeotech and waiting for them. I calculated it. The kill chopper for Gulgords is available on Tuesday and Friday in the last week, and I don't think it's all that essential. It increases his and his Orc Boys melee attacks damage for each unit Gulgords has defeated in a battle. It could mean some extra damage in legendary events, but that hardly makes him a Harken. If you can't kill to begin with, you won't rack up damage, and if you can, you won't need it. There's only few modes that this can shine in. The only one coming to mind, as it's long, allows you to make a few kills and actually needs your damage to escalate, is survival. There it will work wonders, but that's pretty niche. The Chalice of Baal for Nicodemus on Wednesday and Saturday is a little better, as it allows him to heal himself and all adjacent units every time a unit adjacent to Nicodemus dies. This allows him to attack and still heal similar to Aleph, and he still has his passive healing. Having a reliable self-heal added to his kit while keeping him offensively viable is pretty nice. In a perfect world, you will kill with him first, as all affected allies will also deal extra damage. You can of course kill an enemy that's next to him with another friendly fighter, but it will be a bit finicky to make the most out of this buff. Lastly, the mediocre Relic Power Fist on Thursday and excellent Cyborg Body on Sunday for 125 supplies each round out the articles on offer. What should you buy? Well, it really depends. It depends on your roster and your bottlenecks. Who am I to say don't buy a certain thing, if that's what you need most right now? In general, many rosters start to become limited by experience first, but also by orbs and badges. Gold can often be a bottleneck for a few months, but will generally take up again once the experience limits you're using your ability badges. Coins and Salvage are generally available in Salvage Run, and orbs and badges are less valuable in a sense, as the Onslaught rework has made their resources way more available. The added shards also mean I wouldn't use the shards found here for anything but unlocking, for which they are great. Buying a bunch of orbs and badges can be a quick power surge and help you work on your backlog. Experience, however, is the one thing you don't have a reliable daily source of it, save for guild raids, but that hinges on your guild, so will be one of the best things to buy. As you can get equipment in Arena and Salvage Run, you will eventually have enough of that too, I think. But the relics are hard to come by and attractive targets if you intend to buy into those characters. Even if they are not the most exciting relics, Gulgords and Nicodemus are definitely strong characters in their own right, so adding to their strength seems worthwhile. Upgrades generally aren't worth it if you have a good node to farm them. Please refer to the table to see which upgrades might be a better idea than others. If you need mythic upgrades, I can see the allure, as the investment to be able to farm them is quite high. I would still buy them only sparingly though, as they are pretty expensive compared to the other articles on the list. And you all know what I think of requisitions. They are fun, but never something to rely on. So, for most it will be experience, then relics, then unlocking characters, then orbs, and then badges. Ignore the unlocking characters if you already have them. Be sure to only buy the highest quality of orbs and badges you can, as that's more bang for your buck. Beginners will get less experience per supply, and will swap it with unlocking characters as they lack those most. Only ever buy upgrades if you can't get them anywhere else. but you'd be better off working on unlocking and finishing your campaigns and elite campaigns. I've got some nice videos on that here too. There's more rewards you can't directly buy though. The shop's milestone system will earn you a chest every few supplies spent. There's coins in them, as well as an average of 2.5 Orc and Blood Angel shards each every crate. Whereas in similar events, you could get a total of 150 shards of the featured character, this time you can get 75 random shards of both factions with some randomness thrown in. The coins are the same as before. A player buying the shipment will have an easy time reaching the 2000 supplies spent to finish the rewards track and get a nice profile banner as the reward if you like that kind of thing. They'll have accumulated a total of 300,000 coins doing so. This huge influx of coins makes buying them even more unnecessary. A free-to-play player will reach roughly chest 14. The points to reach chest slightly went up from chest 8 to 19, but the total you need to spend remains the same if you max out the track. Luckily, not getting the 50 supplies from the home screen event isn't a detriment here, but if we don't reach the community goals or can't fully do the quests too, you will only get to chest 13. Chest 14 amounts to 35 random Orc and 35 random Blood Angel shards and roughly 100,000 coins. Now you get a choice here that was never there before. The rewards get exponentially bigger, with the cost to reach higher tiers not going up that much. So if you are patient and can hold off from buying anything during 1 week, you can max out the rewards on the milestones the week after and get a theme without buying the shipment. And while you would usually get 105 shards each and 300,000 gold during the 3 weeks completely free to play, using this little trick would increase that to 110 shards each and 400,000 gold total. It's a small thing, but having a choice is always great. This is a fantastic event. Most costs have stayed the same, save for some minor balancing, and we get way more currency. Splitting the shipments into weekly ones seems fair, given that you still get the same stuff as in the Omnissiah event for the same price. Having 3 weeks of event makes the currency flow more evenly though, as you will always spike a little at the start of the week, but not get everything front-loaded. There had been a price increase of articles and lowered currency from Ultramar to the Omnissiah event. To have a more fair comparison, I increased the currency of the Ultramar event by 25% to reflect the price increase. Still, compared to that, the Armageddon event during its 3-week runtime will provide an increase of roughly 64% of buying power compared to the loved Ultramar event. If you bought the bonus shipments all the time, your buying power is higher by 83%, but that's triple the price to be fair, so buying one single bonus shipment still gives you around 20% more buying power compared to Ultramar buying one shipment. I've compiled some examples for a free-to-play player here, showing how many mythic books, legendary orbs and legendary badges the currency you got could buy you during the last 2 events and Ultramar. You can buy a lot of them, and while you get a bunch in Onslaught, can you ever have enough? There's some moot points of course. While I love how little the home screen events personally affect my gameplay, and definitely find the cooperative ones extremely interesting, they're hard to judge. I don't like the prospects of forfeiting 150 supplies without buying an extra pack. But really, I will hold off from final judgment, hoping for an extra token or something. So this is the best event since the Mythic Event, and a huge celebration of the new edition of 40k. I love it. What will you buy there? What does your roster need most? Why does the Armageddon launch box have so many heroes? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching so far, and have a great day.